Through the chaotic high school hallways, Snapchat stories, Instagram scrolls lies the quiet competition that penetrates each mind. Who's prettier? Who's smarter? Who's more popular? This teen behavior is loud, messy, and oftentimes made out to be a normal part of growing up. But what if I said there was a name for it? What if I said, according to the Urban Dictionary, a societal phenomenon in which individuals habitually engage in the practice of comparing themselves, their possessions, achievements, and life circumstances to those of others is known as comparison culture. Now, doesn't that make sense? In teens, it shows up clearly: scores, looks, followers. It's like a game board, but this cycle grows and it becomes mentally, emotionally, and even physically daunting. And adults just simply dismiss it as something you need to grow out of, something that's simply just a phase. But what if I said it doesn't even start here? What if I said this game of life begins even earlier? I can vouch that comparison doesn't appear on the first day of freshman year. Rather, it lingers from the start, be it at 5 when I was wanting to look like my friends, or at 11 getting a lower score than them. I just never felt enough. But it's also not just a pre-adulthood thing, it's a human thing, and it's growing louder. I can vouch that it's been 21 years since Facebook launched, 20 since YouTube, 15 since Instagram, 14 since Snapchat, and even 8 since TikTok. This accessibility of social media has just continued the growth of comparison culture. But it's not about the fame or success, because even the most successful face this. I've had the privilege to be mentored by the most successful, the most amazing, inspirational CEO and founder of Huggamo's World, senior editor, and even chief content creator, Marina Kidkel. But even she told me how she couldn't overcome this battle. She told me how easy it was to fall into the traps of Instagram and LinkedIn, how easy it was to question if she was rising above or falling behind. And her point is powerful, because with life and age, it only gets more complex. And it doesn't just make us feel a little jealous, it chips away at the very core of our mental health. Adults here, raise your hand if you've ever thought this. Looking at someone's house or car and wondering, have you ever even been enough? Have you ever even made it there? Raise your hand if you've ever felt that. And that's as simple as it gets. That's the cycle that constantly fuels self-hate and self-doubt. But the one thing that connects us all, connects all age groups, connects all adults, is the idea of FOMO, fear of missing out. We yearn for the event we're not at, the product we don't have, and the trip we don't take. We forget what we do have. And that little comparison that they say shouldn't be a big deal grows. The little grows and the cycle continues. And the numbers prove how unhealthy this could be. In 2024, a Pew survey shows 48% of teens viewing social media as mostly negative. And it's not just teens, because adults, 60% of men and 90% of women show how social media has led to constant comparison for them. And this isn't harmless, because research links it to exact physical and mental disorders. According to the NIH, over 1 in 5 US adults, nearly 60 million people in 2022, faced mental illness. From those 60 million people, 68% of them went on to go develop a physical illness. That's not a coincidence, it's a correlation. And it doesn't stop there. Mental illness creates habits that are repetitive and unhealthy, leading to complicated issues like cardiac disease, weakened immunity, and even organ damage. But while mental illnesses each attack the body in their own way, it all comes back to the idea, the mind under comparison. They all trace back to the same root, and while the brain is intact, it might be always fighting that silent battle. That's why we can't keep brushing this comparison culture idea off. We can't keep saying it's just a phase or that's how life works, because it's draining us all from inside out. And I know comparison isn't the only thing that threatens our mental health, but it's one we can act on, one we can actually change. And the solution isn't not working hard or dreaming big or challenging yourself. No, you should work hard. You should challenge yourself, but it should be for you. It shouldn't be to catch up with someone else, but it should be for your hard work, for your inspirations and your goals. And I don't want you to think that you shouldn't go chasing and seeing other people and being inspired. That's not the idea. But be inspired and follow it in your own path. Follow it in your own words and your own actions, not copying someone because you think you can't be good enough. So for all of you, let's come back to the idea. Let's nip the issue at its roots. Come back to those same chaos and comparison-filled hallways, and let's cut this out. Notice this cycle, name it, and break it. Because true victory isn't about feeling not enough as someone else, but rather living fully, freely, and feeling enough as you. Thank you.